Tom Stoltman misses out on World's Strongest Man title by just 0.48 seconds with own brother Wrecking Dream. Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Guys and girls, should I say? I keep getting messages and I'm not saluting the ladies. Hello ladies. Hello. We're back again. I took a couple of days off, lads, because I was being delusional on here and I wasn't able to read stuff because my eyes were going crossed because of the lack of sleep. It just wasn't. It was going to get me in trouble, let's be honest. I'm capable of saying anything. Luckily for me, this is not live, because if it was live, we would be cancelled for using words. Words offend people. And if you say some words to some people, they get all offended and they say to you, you can't say that word. It's like, you're allowed to say it. Why can't I say it? Anyway, guys, I saw this thing come up in the paper. And it was, oh brother, Tom Stoltman misses out on World's Strongest Man title by just 4.48 seconds with own brother Wrecking Dream. The Sun newspaper. The only thing the Sun newspaper should be used for is wiping your hole and fucking it into the bin. Don't ever read what's in the Sun newspaper. It's absolute shite. It's used for wiping shite off your hole. Anyway, less than half a second cost the Brit an incredible fourth title. Stoltman put in a Herculean effort to reduce the final day deficit between himself and Nell, but ironically, it was the Hercules hold that cost him the competition. How was that ironic? Tom received 3 points for holding the Mammoth 160 pillars for 31.82 seconds. Stoltman's older brother Luke performed better in the grueling task, receiving the 4 points for 32.30 seconds. What about all the rest of the people that beat Tom? See the way the paper likes to focus in on his own brother knocking the title. There's lots of things that got in the way. There's lots of different things that happened that day that would make Tom win the title. For me, probably the closest thing was his 252 kg press. So we look at Tom here. This is the 252 kilo. If Tom had locked this out and gotten the down command, that would have been his World's Strongest Man seal. So you see, up. He has a locked out. In my opinion, he should have got the down signal there. But of course, Maggie fucking Maggie. Maggie can be a bit of a cunt sometimes. And I'm not one to shy back and say it to him. I've said it to him a couple of times. I said, Maggie, you are a cunt. But he was just really stringent on the day. It depends on Maggie's mood. If Maggie wakes up with a bit of a pain in his hole or a pain somewhere in his back or his fucking eye, Maggie is extra on the day. But if Maggie is having a good day, and if Maggie gets up and his wife Monica gives him the ride or something, or she gives him a little treatment, Maggie's in the better mood and he gives faster down commands. Clearly, Maggie woke up without having the white devil shaken out of him. Do you know that fucking white stuff that makes you do silly things? So if anyone's to blame, it's Monica. So there's lots of things that for me, that was probably the closest thing that got in Tom Stoltman's way of winning. Is if he technically, if it was, in my opinion, 8 times out of 10 he would have got a down signal there, and he didn't, unfortunately. So for the paper to run with that little story. Anyway, let's continue on with their horse dung. So that meant Tom's dream of a fourth title was inadvertently dashed by his older sibling, who held the pillars for 0.048 seconds longer than he did. Tom ended the day with a points tally of 46.5. Competition winner Nell, who won the tournament in his debut, finished with 47 points. Luke, meanwhile, finished with 21 points to his name. So no, let's not even go there. You fucking Jesus, some people. Do you know what? I shared a thing on my Instagram yesterday, right? And it was about my BPC, and I'm genuine by it when I say it's making me better. It's helping. I have a bit of a back injury and of knee injuries at the minute that I'm trying to micromanage. They're not serious enough that they need surgery, but they're serious enough that they're a pain in the fucking hole. So it's probably one of the reasons that's holding me back from being a better strongman, I suppose, is, it's affecting my overhead and it's affecting everything else. Let's not forget I was second in Britain one year. I won UK Strongest Man. I won Ireland's Strongest Man 5 times. I won loads. It's very hard when you're old and you have a pain in your hole and a pain in your knees. Anyway, so I put up a post on Instagram and it was BPC, my usual post on Instagram, if any of you follow me there, just with the link and my code and you save money and whatever else. But this fella messaged me and he said, Pa, I didn't even open this message. I just saw the cap at the very start of it. I didn't need to look any further at this message. And it said, Pa, is the BPC legit? Which is a fairly understandable question from a normal fella. But this fella, right? This fella is a huge cocaine fan. The Coca-Cola people do the weekends. Do you know the Coca-Cola people do with their nose as opposed to their mouth? That's what I'm talking about. Now, this fella is a number one Coca-Cola fan. He would put away, I don't know quantity-wise, but I know he does a lot of it. A lot of it. Can you imagine this cunt coming up to his Coca-Cola dealer and saying, hello, sir, before I buy this bag of magic powder that's going to turn me into a fucking idiot, is it legit? Is it legit? Do you know what I mean? Forget about the fact that he's after putting away a bag of powder up his nose the weekend, but he's the audacity to message me and ask me, is the BPC legit? You cunt. Of course it's legit. It's from a proper company. But as if legitness would bother you when you're putting fucking powder that's mixed up with rat poison and fucking washing machine powder and everything, and you're packing it up your nose as quick as you can get it into it. But then they message me and they say, oh, is the BPC legit? How in the fuck would I know? It is legit, I'm joking. Anyway, guys, let's move on to some questions. Also, lads, in the future, if you've anything that you want me to cover or talk about, leave them in the comment section below here, and I will get on to you as much as I can. Do you hear me? Don't hold back. I know you don't hold back anyway. A lot of you like to talk shit a lot of the times, so don't hold back. So I'm going to read out some of the ones that caught my eye during the day. WXPT. Eddie has been an incredible sore loser ever since he lost the fight to Thor. Far worse than Thor ever was. Thor made one post on social media that he deleted soon after, you know the one, whereas Eddie has been crying and making excuses about why he lost the fight on interview after interview. Well, that's not true, because I asked Eddie about that, and you just have to say an interview, so he's been asked, of course he's going to be asked in these interviews. I've never seen him outrightly just bring it up out of no conversation. It's always been he's been asked a question and he's answered it. So you're wrong there, WXPT, you can't. So someone else says, this is in relation to my post about, someone asked me if Mitchell Hooper messed up the last stone on purpose to cost Tom the title. And Mr. Big wasn't the last stone, it was the first stone. You can clearly see he dropped it on purpose. Well, let's check. So here we have Hooper getting ready to go, and he's off and he picks it up. This first stone, by the way, it was extremely slippy. You can literally see that. Let's slow that down, right? Slow it down. You can see it. It slipped from his hand. People will literally make excuses for nothing. You're talking out through the hole in your face, and it reminds me of the hole in your back. No, see, that's it. That was just you talking shite again. WX, where is your name? That was you talking shite, Mr. Big. Mr. R8F, you silly little fucking Harvard 6289. I find it ironic that Eddie is whining about Thor not accepting his win in 2017, which Thor should. He should. In my opinion, he should. Thor was wrong in that situation. And I think he should admit it, that he was wrong, and just accept it, that he was wrong. Eddie Hall won 2017 World's Strongest Man without a shadow of doubt. And like, if you look back and when Thor won Europe's Strongest Man a few weeks prior to it, Eddie was celebrated Thor's win, and I think that's the way it should be. But yet Eddie doesn't accept that Thor holds the deadlift record. It's exactly the same. Thor doesn't hold the deadlift record. Thor holds the unofficial deadlift record. I'll accept that, but Eddie Hall holds the official deadlift record. And I'm sorry, there's a massive difference between doing a deadlift in your comfort space in your own home compared to doing it in a Giants Live competition where you just stay in a hotel, you've fucking tons of people. Giants Live backstage, it's so fucking warm as well. It's so hot in there, it's so uncomfortable. There's just so many other things that Eddie Hall had to deal with that Thor wouldn't have to deal with. And that's why we hold these competitions, so everyone can have a crack at it. Now, granted, it was in lockdown. It's not Thor's fault, and I don't blame Thor. And Thor, I do believe, did the deadlift for 501. I'm not going to call it an official record just because Maggie was there. I'm sorry, it's not the same. It's not the same. And a lot of you will say, "Pat, you're a cunt," and you're right. You're right. I am a cunt, but I'm right about this. Also, okay, I'm right about it also, and you can't deny me because I'm never wrong, lads. Now, lads, that's all I really have time for today. I must go and train. I'm currently, in the minute, developing my app. It's for everyone, okay? It's a fitness one. It's basically getting stronger, live longer, and lose weight is my main priorities with this app. I'm working on it at the minute. I'm cutting down myself at the minute, so I think I'm around 122 or 3 kilos at the minute. A lot of you in my Eddie Hall video were commenting on my shoulders. Thank you. You all know how to make me wet, don't you? Anyway, lads, so that's what I'm doing at the minute. I'm going to develop this app. It's going to be cheap enough for everyone because, in my opinion, food, gym membership, fucking everything else is too expensive these days. So this is going to be cheap enough that it's going to work out at around, I'm thinking around like €6 or €7 a week. I mean, and you get to work with me, with Magic Pa. Anyway, lads, that's all I have time for today. I appreciate you all being here with me and sticking with me and subscribing. Good day to you. Have a great day.